Hello, 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 and welcome back to Unjaded. I thought it would be fun today on the Daily Drop to walk you through some of what we are experiencing in the 3-day masterclass series that helps you to take your free content that you're creating and turn it into paying clients because there seems to be a huge gap there for many, many people in actually creating the kind of content that compels people to hire them. So, first, I asked in the chat what people struggle with the most around content, and I would love to know if you can relate to any of this. People were saying they have a hard time creating consistently, that it's not sustainable, that they don't know what to say. There's no flow and ease to their content process, no idea about topic ideas. They don't know how to make their authentic voice come through. It doesn't feel easy. They feel like they have to be original all the time. Consistency, consistency, consistency. That came up over and over and over again. I want to be inspirational, but I don't know what to say. I have a hard time sticking with a content plan. I jump too much from one subject to the other. I don't know how to choose my niche. I need something to respond to. I don't know how to organize my content. I need some pillars that I can build my message around. I just want it to be fun and easy. I don't even know how to get my clients to download my lead magnet, let alone anything else. Authenticity, authentically writing and doing it that rather than hiding away. I need to focus on something. I need clarity and confidence. I don't even want to create content. Where do I find the desire? How do I use powerful words to convey my message? So, if you are struggling with any of those things and they're coming up for you when you go to sit down to write content, don't worry. I got you. I got you. Today, we're going to talk about the 4 types of content that you've been told to post and what you need to add to that content in order to actually get people to hire you. Because the 4 types of content that you're probably using are not getting you hired. There's a missing link. We covered this in great detail on yesterday's masterclass, and the replays are up inside the Facebook groups for 72 hours. So chances are, if you're listening to this, there's still time to get in to join us for the next live rounds. The magic happens live in the room. We know that that's how it works, right? But the replays are there, and you can even go VIP and get access to the replays for life. So let's talk about those 4 types of content that you've been told to post. Over and over and over again, I hear coaches telling people to post educational content, entertaining content, inspirational content, and sales content. And they're not wrong. I mean, I went through years in my business where I was doing all of that type of content and not always compelling people to work with me. So the educational type content can lead to you feel like you're teaching and teaching and teaching and teaching and teaching, and people say, "Oh my God, I'm learning so much from you." And then when it comes time to hire somebody, they don't hire you for their transformation because they have associated you with pouring information on them for free. Why would they hire you? And then you have this feeling inside of you like, why would people hire me? Because I'm doing all of this for free. How much free stuff can I give? What's the line between what I'm giving for free and what people will hire me for? And it becomes a whole thing in your psyche, really, where you're almost resenting putting all of that free educational content out there because you know that it's not going to bring you business. Somewhere inside of you, you know that that's not going to work. Then there's entertaining content. Entertaining content is can be fun if you like that sort of thing. For me, it's like torture to have to do the entertaining things. But these are the, dancing reels and all the creative memes and all of those things that everybody loves to share and that make people smile. And, we go to social media sometimes to numb out and be entertained. That's the type of content that you want to be using to grow your audience. That's not necessarily how you want to be showing up to nurture your people, but it will help to grow your audience. And in the masterclass, we talked a lot about how to actually decide on what types of entertaining content to do all around your niche so that you grow your audience with the right people and not just any Tom, Dick, and Harry who's hanging around on Instagram wanting to be entertained, because that doesn't serve you, right? It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 followers and none of them care two hoots about what you're doing. But if you have 30 followers and they're really engaged and really want to hear from you, that's a whole different ballgame. The next type of content that you may be using that's probably not getting you hired is inspirational content. And this is the one that's the easiest for us to fall into using because it feels good for us and we know it's going to feel good for our people, right? We all love to inspire. Human design speaks 70% of us have an undefined head And that undefined head center is inspired by everything. So it can be really easy to fall into this pattern of just inspiring people because it's that warm and fuzzy thing. It nurtures your people. And probably if you're here and you have an online business in this coaching space, you probably love to nurture people, but inspiring them won't move them to hire you. This is where you hear, "Oh my God, you're so inspiring. I could just listen to you all day. The first thing I do is check your feed for my morning inspiration." And then they also message you and say, "Oh my God, I just hired coach so and so because she blah, 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 blah." And you're like, "Oh my God, that's exactly what I do." But they didn't hire you because they didn't see you in that place of authority. And then you may or may not be using sales content. I find there's two camps with sales content. Either you're making every single thing about a sale in your posting or your emails or whatever, or you're avoiding it like the plague. And neither one of those strategies will get you hired, kind of obviously, but kind of not obviously because people still do it. And even when you think about, well, I'm not selling all the time. If you think, well, I'm not selling all the time, then you might be selling all the time. And if you think, oh my God, I'm selling too much, then you're probably not selling enough. Selling can even be just constantly talking about your product, constantly talking about the thing that you do, but really not giving any meat to it, constantly wearing your people out with calls to action that say, comment this word or drop the link for this or whatever. Any kind of a call to action over and over and over again is going to wear your audience out. Sometimes you just need to be in the room with your audience. Let's talk about the 3 missing ingredients that you need to add to this content in order to compel people to hire you. The 3 things that are missing are you haven't built authority, you may not be empathizing and relating enough with your audience, and you haven't built trust. Because we know that people hire people they know, like, and trust, and we tend to be very good at having people know us and like us, but not so much trust us. So building authority looks like sharing stories of people you've worked with, sharing stories of the transformation, obviously without names and doing it in a way, we talk all about that in Content by Design, but doing it in a way that people understand that you've got people that you're working with and this is how they've transformed and they can relate to the story that you're telling about that particular client. You can also do this through photos when you're giving a masterclass or a workshop and you show a photo of yourself when you're getting ready for a client session and you show a photo of yourself if you're speaking on stage, if you're at a networking event, anywhere where it shows that you're doing what you actually do, recording a podcast, anything like that is going to build some authority just subliminally in people's minds. You want to empathize and relate with your audience in a way that lets them know that you've been where they are and that you're on the other side of it. So what I see happening is that a lot of people empathize so much, but they come from a place of, hey, I'm here with you. People are not going to hire you if you're in the muck with them. I had a coach once and she used to say, don't jump in the pool. If someone's drowning, don't jump in the pool. Get a life jacket, get an oar or something and drag them in. Don't jump in the pool and drown with them. And it's the same thing with our content and our messaging. If we are constantly in the mire of it with them and relating so much that they can't see how we could ever help them to stop drowning, then that becomes a problem. So yes, you want to empathize and you want to be relating to your audience, but relating from a place of a few steps ahead of where they are so that they understand you've got what it takes to pull them out of the pool. And then you're going to build trust. I believe that the best way to build trust is to show up consistently. And you get to redefine what consistency means for you. You do not have to be online 24/7 in order to be consistent. What I always recommend is that you set up a scheduler. I'll put the link to the one that I love the most in the comments for you. So if you want to try it out, you get twice as long of a trial with my link. One of the reasons that I love that scheduler is because it allows me to rework some of my very best content. So it will allow you to see what people are responding to and recreate it, repurpose it in a different way. Not just post it the same way, but it gives you all kinds of ways to repurpose it. There's many things about that scheduler, but that's one of the things. So building trust means redefining what consistent is for you and then showing up consistently for your audience. We talked a little bit on the masterclass about how to use your stories to build consistency, and we talked a lot about how to use your human design profile to do all 3 of these things, to build authority, to empathize and relate, and to build trust. So your human design profile is the role you play in the movie of your life. It's how people need to experience you in order to hire you. It's how people need to experience you in order to trust you, in order to feel like you're an authority, in order to relate to you. So, again, if you want to get in on the full training of this, it was about an hour and 15 minutes, which is way more than I can do in a 10-minute podcast episode. But there's lots of juicy nuggets there. We did some hot seat coaching. We did a lot of talking about what's working in content, what's not working, and why it's not working. It was really a workshop style event that was quite magical, if I'm honest. It was a fun time. It's the way that I love to teach the most. So you can grab the recording. Like I said, I'll put the link in the show notes for you. And you've got 72 hours from the time of this recording to grab it live, or you can go VIP and you get lifetime access to all of the replays for this masterclass series. You get a bonus repurposing workshop with me, and you get the chance to win a $497 content audit private with me. Thanks for being here. I'll be back around tomorrow. We are winding down on the Daily Drop episodes. Can you believe it's been almost a month already? I'll see you back here tomorrow.